Hello Gundam fans, this is Brown92, and today I'll be looking at the 10144 high-grade Turn A Gundam from the Turn A Gundam series. So after over 10 years, we have a new Turn A Gundam high-grade. Yes, the old one was defined as a high-grade. And it looks pretty nice. A lot of nice detail all over the body. You got a clear cockpit, which actually has a molded-in Lorne. I would assume that's Lorne. You can't really tell it's a blob, but it's there. It's good. Nice looking head. The sticker here, the Turn A sticker, is molded on the actual plastic, so you can just paint it. And you get the eye stickers, a little black on the arms and the legs, and the black triangle and the circle, and the red on the knee. So it's very minimal, mostly just detailing for the stickers. And it looks very good. It's very tall, obviously, but it's also pretty slender. Much more so, I say, than the old one. Really, I don't have the Master Grade, but this is definitely a really nice interpretation of the Turn A Gundam. The head goes up and down, and forward and back. The arms go about that far without forcing the shoulder armor because of these parts here, which are hinged, but they only move so much and just not enough to clear the shoulder armor because you want to have it kind of look kind of seamless when it's standing. So really only that far forward and out, and rotating at the elbow, and one joint elbow bend, ball jointed wrist. You got a nice ball jointed waist, which can rotate too. This bottom red piece is pretty much static. It's all in the stomach piece. Front skirts are ball jointed, you can separate. Ball jointed side skirts, which don't really come off the ball joint yet, even though they're not being covered by the tiny waist. So far, so good. Legs can go forward and back, separate from the waist, and do the jig. Not too much. Go forward. Back. Out. Rotate a little at the hip. Knees are double jointed, not a whole bunch. And there's also this little extra joint here, which moves ever so much. It also affects the paneling on the thrusters here, which is pretty cool. Angles are limited because of how the kit's designed. It would be nice if there was a sliding track you could pull the feet out and then have them angle freely, but that's about what you get here. And the toes can go in and out. So it's not super articulate in the lower half, and the upper half is limited by the shoulders. It's pretty much the design of the kit, trying to make it all look appropriate, I guess, but keeping the articulation as well as they could. Even though it's not flat-footed, you can still get a wide stance because of the design of these feet. So the articulation's alright. Now on the kit, we do have the beam saber handles, which the holders can rotate up. Can't quite grab them just because of the limiting shoulder armor. And the beam saber handles, they feel solidly connected, but they come out a little too easily. And they do have a hole because the holding hands do have little pegs, which is a good thing. And they seem to have to go a certain way. The curved part has to be at the fingers. It seems to be the best. And you get a set of 1/100 clear beams. So you've got that. And we've also got the shield, which no stickers this time. And it actually pegs not the polycap, but the connector peg here is what goes into either arm. Right, like, if I can line it up. See, it is a problem with the shoulder armor. It does kind of hinder the shield once you get it on there. But it's not too bad, it doesn't really... Yeah, you can kind of bend it, you just have to fiddle with it. And like I said, these beam saber handles load to fall out. And then we also have the beam rifle. Now, these red pieces are stickers. They probably could have gotten away with taking a red piece of plastic and sandwiching it between the red. But it seems they wanted to go for a very slim beam rifle. because in order to have the extra handle, you have to take this off and give it this new piece, which is longer and has the extra handle, which I've already got the other holding hand on. Because this is part of the actual mold, so it's really hard to get this hand in without like fighting with it for a while. And you have the extra handle, which does have the pig, so it can go into these hands very easily. And let's demonstrate double hand holding it. It does have a holding hand for each hand, which is rather nice. Not too many times you get that. Alright, so let's see if I can do this. I don't want to take that hand apart again. Very hard to do. I really wish this pig was a different piece. But if it was, it'd probably come out too easily. But you usually have it like that, and then have the attorney hold it with that hand. That's pretty much it. It does look pretty good. Although, I don't like the fact that you have this. Like I said, I think they're trying to go for a very slim design, because you could have had it just pull out and this panel go in, but whatever. Something would probably have to parse for them. Now, there's also a few extra connectors here, which replace the normal beam saber handles. You can still have the beam saber handles in here, which do seem to have to go with the curved side facing in. And this is basically for the beam rifle. Or sorry, not this one. This one is for the shield. That's what that polycap is for. So we're going to take these parts and flip them over, and they peg in at the side, like that. Molded specifically for those parts, and then peg them in like that. Now this one is for the beam rifle. Get rid of that, and you have this different looking one. So peg that in, and it essentially clips. See the little teeny groove right there? It'll pretty much clip into this bigger piece here. Oops. So like that, and it clips right in. It's not super secure, but it's going to stay unless you start filling with it. So that's pretty nice. I like that. Although that means you have the extra handles laying around, but you can store the accessories. Now, a few other things. You have different pieces for the torso. Get rid of this part, and you put this one, and it is the missile rack. Open up. Kind of wish we had a cow to put in there. That's alright. Gotta get that just right, or it'll... Oopsie. Like I said, the beam rifle's not super secure in there. Which is alright, because I need to get at this. And pop this out. And pop in this. I don't really know what that is. I haven't watched the entire series. I only watched the first half. Is that like extra thrusters or missiles more? I don't know. Since I think the chest is hollow, there could be more missile containers. I would assume so. Don't really know. So it's cool that you get that. And it is nicely detailed. You gotta paint all those missiles. And it's not too hard to swap these pieces out, which is good. And finally, a little unpainted, undetailed core fighter, which has no clear cockpit, just white two halves, nicely detailed on the bottom, and a part where you can peg in a action base if you really, really want to have this little teeny thing on a stand. You can if you want. And that is about it for the accessories. I like the fact that you can actually mount the shield and the beam rifle on the back. It's pretty neat. Could be a little better fit for the shield, the beam rifle, but like I said, it seems that they're going for a very slim beam rifle look. So they wanted to make it as less complicated as possible, I guess. I like the accessories. I think they're pretty good. The swapping pieces are okay. Just means you have more parts you have to kind of keep track of. But they couldn't open all those little panels. That would be too hard. So I think for what it is, the accessories are pretty good. So, Turn A is obviously a very tall suit, so here it is next to an average one, the Exia Dark Matter. And you can say it is slim, but very tall. And how about its nemesis, the Turn X? Which I think the Turn X is supposed to be taller, so this is the old one, so it doesn't quite fit. And here it is next to the original Turn A High Grade. It's quite the difference. Look at that. A nice bright bone white on this one. This is more of an off-white, and it hasn't been in the sun, so this is the way it came, pretty much. Yeah, it's very different, and a lot darker blue and red. Stickers for all the yellow. The back pieces actually look pretty good on the old one. And the detail. Oops. We'll leave that off. So, yeah, that is the new Turn A Gundam. I really like how it looks. Like I said, the articulation is a little limited because of how... I think it's just because of the design, although I think they could have engineered something for these ankles. And the accessories are pretty good. Some things seem to be a little loose than others, and this thing is... It is part swapping, but it's not too bad. I understand why they did it. All in all, it's a pretty decent kit and a very good representation of the Turn A Gundam. So that's about it, and I'll see you at the next review.